I'm Dr. Tarang. I am the CEO of Sir H.M. Reliance Foundation Hospital. And our hospital, apart from being providing care to all our inpatients, also caters to not many patients on outpatient basis in a very non-typical manner, the way normally other hospital services are aligned. All our 100 beds at 7 Hills, which was completely done. All the specialist care was done through the remote platforms, through the help of. So we had not only done the teleconsults, we also brought telemedicine part of it. So we integrated a lot of devices along with the consults. We also worked towards providing a full continuum of care to the patient. So for once we just thought, and I just felt that, okay, when I need a doctor or I come to the hospital, do I only come to consult the doctor, or there are other areas also? So there are other areas involved, whereas you may want to get blood tests done, the doctors would want to see what vitals you have. So before the consults, we created a environment of complete continuum of care. So there were certain things like, for example, if the patient had a consult and had to have a blood test done before for the doctor to see and then give the view, then those all were also integrated into that whole piece. Then obviously we use a lot of devices so that the doctors are aware. So for example, if it's an endocrinology patient and the doctor wants to know the hormone levels, so we were providing kits to ensure that the patient herself or himself checks the blood sugar levels before speaking to the doctors for at least a week, and then have an effective way or do have a follow-up in an effective manner. So I think telemedicine is a lot beyond teleconsults. It's much vast than teleconsults, than that we all of course teleconsult is the easiest part and the lowest hanging fruit of the telemedicine tree of telemedicine, as I call it. So apart from using it for mental health, as we also heard, we used it for the mental well-being of our staff also. We used it for the mental well-being of our staff who was with the COVID patients, who was with the normal patients, because we had created, for running a non-COVID hospital, we have to create these bubbles where the staff is also staying in green zones for many period of time, and they shift over. So they are also staying for whether a period of a month or a month and a half away from their families. So there was a lot of interaction which was required to be done for them. And lastly, I think telemedicine played a boon to us to take care of our free and outreach patients. As we know, in Reliance Foundation Hospital, we have a very large outreach program that we do for people in the community, which is the slums and other areas of Mumbai. So we have stationary medical units, we have mobile medical units. So all we needed was to have our paramedical workers go with the whole digital platform to them and do whatever was required for them in the field, whether there were blood tests, whether they wanted consults to provide them, and then accordingly we used to provide them for medication, because I think the free work suffered a lot, because all the patients who usually come for free services were suffering a lot. So we started this also as early as around May and June, and I think that also played a very important part towards the goodwill, and you really feel that you have done for the people who need the most and who have the least access to these. When you have to build a platform for telehealth or telemedicine, first of all, what is required is the stability, both at the user end. When I say user, I mean the patient end as well as the doctor's end. Second, it has to be very, very user friendly. And now this user again is both the patient as well as the doctor. I personally feel that all of us who have had the use of this, I think one of the biggest milestone which I say achieved is that the doctors got convinced to use this as a platform and break away from the traditional method of practicing the medicine. The utilization, as we have all heard, on telemedicine was like 1% or 2% or 8%, and suddenly we all saw as administrators that the utilization went up by, I don't know, it was almost 100% for us. Then obviously the platform had to be made user friendly, and then user is a person who has never used this way. So you had to literally assist the user, as in the doctor this side as well as the patient that side, that okay, now if you have to review the report, you have to go and click this button, so then the reports will be there. If you have to review the vitals of the patient real time right now, so this has to be done, and then a lot of integration was required. But ultimately what I personally feel is that the basic principles which the Institute of Medicine has given us to provide healthcare will always be required in tele health as well, the way it was done for the physical health. So it has to be safe, and as you rightly pointed out, you have to have your SOPs aligned, especially if it is the doctor, if it's a paramedic who is doing a consultation, that there are these red alert signs which have to be picked up, and that there has to be a clear demarcation that no, this is not possible, please come to the hospital. We last year in April when we started, the feedback on a score of 0 to 10 was roughly between around 6 to 7 when we started. And now when when everybody has mastered the whole art, I think somewhere between 9 and 10 is something what people rate when they come. Because we have evolved over a period of time on connectivities, on devices, on the way we organize the whole continuum of care, and also at our place, even for an after post-op, the patient of an orthopedic knee replacement, when he goes back home in a day's time, the entire physiotherapy is done online.